is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So I want to just pop up quickly at the beginning of this review and add a small addendum, which I really should have listened to the video to make sure I didn't add this in. I'm pretty sure I didn't add this in. I remember saying to myself, I really should have mentioned that. So one of the reasons and spoiler warning, I like Constellation. I thought it was really rewarding, right? I really genuinely liked it. Anyway, one of the reasons I liked it is this thing I've been banging on about, but it had a beginning, middle, and end. It was a serial. It was an 8-part serial, and the story, it unleashed information like chapters. So each episode was a beginning, middle, and end, but the season was a beginning, middle, and end. So much so that there are a couple of things they do. Especially there's like a post-title sequence or something right at the end that like opens a door to a second season. I am totally fine with that there being a second season, right? Even though I would watch it and I would like it, I am totally fine with that there being a second season because I feel the story completed for me, right? Again, even though they had these little, I think one or two, one very big one, plot thread where they want, actually two quite big ones, plot thread that they would definitely need to delve into in season 2. For me, it's not necessary, and I like that about TV. So I reviewed this at the same time I was reviewing Three Body Problem, and I think I mentioned that in the review, in that the Three Body Problem is content, whereas this is a story, right? And a story with characters and emotion and saying something relevant that I cared about. Now, Three Body Problem was workmanlike. I think it was professional. It was good in many ways, but it just like dolloped out bits of the plot like a soft serve ice cream machine, like dollops out the part, and it didn't really reach a crescendo. There was no beginning, middle, and end, right? The end will be when they finish whatever season 3, how many seasons doing. This, I feel like I had a conclusion, right? I had a conclusion which you don't get enough nowadays. You know why you don't get that enough nowadays? Because it's harder to write. And the people who write are not very clever, in my opinion. Anyway, let me hand over to me from, I don't know, a few days ago. It's a very bad picture, right? I have to tell you, that's a very bad picture. Because Constellation looks fan-frickin-tastic. Oh, my God. It just looks gorgeous. There's all these scenes in of space. Right, is there any images of that? Because it's stunning, right? It's genuinely stunning. Where is it? Here, 1 second. Copy image address. Doink. Man. There's really, again, for such a visually beautiful show, there's very little there that, I think this is worth finding the trailer for. Even though I've downloaded like a bunch of times, right? I really have. YouTube, Constellation trailer. Where is this? Fine. 1 second. Doink. Doink. There we go. Download. Again, not that this show is very superficial in that it's very visually orientated, right? But the visuals of it are so freaking breathtaking. I feel the same way about Master of the Air, which I've really got to get back to my rewatch of to be able to review it properly. Probably there's too much on, right? Now 1 second, downloads. Here we go. So yeah, this is it. Again, on 4K on your big screen TV, it's stunning.
I miss you so much.
I miss you too, Mama. Will you be careful out there?
Always.
Okay, fine. So that I think sets it up quite nicely. It's starring Noomi Rapace as a female scientist on a European space station that has an accident, essentially killing some people, but and she's got a struggle for she has a struggle for survival to get back home. So it's very similar to Gravity for the first couple of episodes, right? And again, that stuff is just realized beautifully. Noomi Rapace is the star of it, is freaking awesome. Now, again, for this show is very rare in that I find it genuinely interesting, intelligent, mature science fiction, which you really don't get very often nowadays. Not only that, it's also feminine. It doesn't just have a female lead, but it actually has a female story, and you shouldn't be put off by that, right? Because it's not woke in the slightest, in my opinion, right? I think it's this has always annoyed me by this like call for representation, which it just never works. Representation has to be organic, right? Paul Tozen's found it very boring. Oh man, I was really up for it, right? I really love these 8 episodes. Yeah, it's a slow. It's not a regular sci-fi show it's a sci-fi show for sci-fi nerds. I was for like science nerds, which a lot of them out there. But also, it's a very feminine story, which at its heart deals with the bond between mother and daughter. In a, I would say, reasonably profound and beautiful way, but told on the backdrop of, again, an incredible space story. And then goes into an incredible science fiction story. So the space story is essentially, again, this accident in space. And it's very, very compelling as she basically has to stay behind and do all this repair work on a escape capsule, so she's going to survive, right? And she's got the body of one of the former crewmates with her. Again, the zero G stuff is so great, right? It's absolutely totally convincing at every moment. So there's more going on, because you saw them at just before that accident, them putting this big chip in something. It's basically the middle to the end of the series turns into Schrodinger's cat, the TV show, right? So when Noomi Rapace finally gets back to Earth, everything's a bit different, right? Her car was red, now it's blue. Her daughter is different, right? Her husband is different. She's been having an affair, and she loves her husband. She cannot imagine ever doing these things, right? So she thinks she's going crazy, or she doesn't understand what's going on. And there's more of a research into how space is tied in with mental illness and things that have gone badly. It doesn't really do much. In the middle of the accident, she finds that there's a Russian cosmonaut that's been dead in space. She finds that's the thing that hit them. And so what I would say the bulk of this show is about, turns into, once you get over the initial came from space drama, is there is this experiment to see if you can make two quantum states coexist simultaneously. So essentially what's happened is there's two slightly different, and you work this out pretty darn quickly, there's two different versions of reality and they're very subtly different, but they are different, right? They actually are different. And in one version of reality, as it unfolds, the person who died in this version didn't, and Noomi Rapace did in the other one, right? And so you have this other whole thread of reality where you see what's going on there. Another main character is Jonathan Banks, who designed the scientist, but in the other reality, he's also kind of a scuzzy person. So you have that schism going on, right? But essentially, you have at the heart of it a mother who knows her daughter isn't her daughter, a daughter who knows her mother isn't her mother, right? And you also have the other daughter who's mourning the death of her mother, who is longing for the mother yeah, how can I explain this? Oh God, this is so complicated. You got Earth A, you got Earth 1 and Earth 2. In Earth 1, you have Noomi Rapace survives the accident, and the black guy, whatever his name is, who's actually very, very good in this, doesn't, right? She comes back down to Earth, and she's in the wrong universe, right? In Earth 2, you have Noomi Rapace dies and this guy survives. But it's the Noomi Rapace from the Earth 1 should be in the Earth 2. Right, so the daughter's longing for the daughter, and it's all essentially is a story of coming to terms with that. Now, I don't think that was too spoilery. I hope it wasn't, right? Because it's there is a mystery at the heart of it, but I think that mystery just kind of gets annoying and in the way by about halfway through. When it's obvious what's going on, right? It's obvious that reality has. You actually can work out from the first episode. Right, that reality has been split into two tracks. But again, the heart of the story and beyond the visuals are stunning. The visuals are breathtaking, and it's worth the entrance fee for that. But beyond the visuals, right, the story is the emotional story of a mother dislocated from reality, right, and trying to connect back to her daughter, right, and actually finding ways of making that happen, right? Yeah. So for me again, it's really interesting, intelligent science fiction. It's not sci-fi, right? It's not Rebel Moon. This is the opposite of Rebel Moon, right? I think quite venerable and definitely worth your time. So I certainly, of the two, between that and Three Body Problem, this is absolutely the stronger of the two series. Three Body Problem is certainly more watchable, right? So I think that's how it breaks down. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.